Alright, Guardians, in this video we are talking about lore.
Iron Banner control.
More specifically, we are talking about lore tabs, and even more specifically, Iron Banner gear, and the lack of lore tabs. And kind of the problem with the lore, grimoire, all that stuff in Destiny 2. So if you don't know, for every raid, really the end game minus Iron Banner, which is kind of setting me off a little bit, all the end game gear, like I said, minus Iron Banner, has a lore tab. So it tells you either about Callus, or the raid, the story behind the raid, or trials. It tells you about things to do with the mine. Pretty cool stuff. Yet Iron Banner, also considered endgame, does not have any lore except for the little flavor text up at the top, which doesn't really do anything about anything, especially on the weapons. The weapons are a whole nother issue, which makes me feel like Iron Banner with like a second thought, like, oh yeah, we gotta put this in the game. Last second. Anyways, every other piece of quote-unquote endgame thing, gear, has it. Even exotic sparrows and ships have that, though. Where's the exotic ghosts and emblems? That's another thing. That could also have lore, that do have lore. Where is the lore for Iron Banner? If you don't know, they took the grimoire off of their website, so you can't look that up. You have to go to websites like the Ishtar Collective, which is a great website, actually. Definitely check it out if you're into lore. And then, there's like, why did that happen? Don't know. But it got me thinking. I was kind of commenting on someone else's video about it, like, why didn't Iron Banner get it? And on top of that, why doesn't all legendary and higher grade armor have a lore tab? Why is it just the raid and trials? You have like the regular Crucible. You talk about the Crucible, especially since you took it off your website. You can talk about the Crucible. You can talk about Shaxx. You can talk about Ikora's goings on in the Crucible, which was so skillful that they even referenced it in the first Destiny. You can talk about Shaxx. You can talk about Zavala's or Cayde's, anybody's experiences that would relate to the Crucible. Like, how did the Crucible become the Crucible? When did that be put into place? Each planet has their own gear set. Put lore tabs on those armor sets, talking about the planets, what's the politics of the planets, or some crazy story that happens on the planet, like Titan. It has a huge ass, what we're thinking is a hive worm god in it, and yet it gets no mention. It gets nothing. You have to look it up. What's the big thing on Titan on YouTube? Why is it that you say you're putting the lore in the game, so you take it off your website, but then you don't put it as expansively in the game as it was on a website? Why do I have to go to a different website, not even owned by Bungie, to look this stuff up? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. In my opinion, all legendary and up should have armor or lore pieces. lore tabs. That desperately needs to change if you're going to be talking about lores in the game now, guys. It's definitely there. You just gotta scan stuff. You just gotta get armor. Why isn't it on all armor, all legendary armor? You could have so many cool stories. Least of all Iron Banner, if you're gonna continue to call it an endgame, or the faction rally armor. Why doesn't that have? You can have armor lore talking about how the factions got started. New Monarchy, Future War Cult, and Dead Orbit. Why are there 3 factions? Why do they all have very different goals? And why are they all trying to get the most? Like, why are they trying to win these rallies? You can talk about that on the armor pieces. Like, come on, dude. It's not a hard concept to come up with when you've introduced it half-assedly into the game already. That really needs to be improved on with either the next expansion, do an update, add it to the armor. I don't care. But if you're going to continue to say the lore is in the game, put it in the game.
Captured Zone A.
Otherwise, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Just want to get that off my chest a little bit. And yeah, other than that, I'll talk to you later.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.